Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Bad Calls, Balls, and Brawls. I hit the table because I wasn't waiting for you any longer, and I don't want the wonderful people in the chat to have to wait for you to be on Cuban time anymore. So, welcome to another.
That's a real thing, by the way. Cuban time is a real thing.
It's the worst thing in the entire world. I'm telling you, it will destroy relationships, guys. Welcome to another episode of Bad Calls, Balls, and Brawls. Your host 305 Sports Babe and co-host Miami Lou.
That's right.
What's up? So look at all this right in the chat. See, they weren't waiting for you either. They're not on Cuban time. I'll tell you that much. Finn's up. The married. I gotta stop calling him the married man. It is up. The light's on.
A little bit.
All right, now you guys can see all my flaws and
You
wrinkles.
can lower a little bit.
Messed up makeup. Okay.
All right.
Perfect.
Lighting issues here.
Lighting issues.
Gotta fix
So Chef Jew, I always call him the married man. He's been married for like a month now, but he's still the married man. So Chef Jew in the house. Hey, Lady Dolphin, 305 Sports Babe, Lewis, and everyone. How y'all doing tonight? Check your pulse. I was hoping you were going to say check my pulse because my pulse is not doing good tonight. Has not been doing good since December. Health-wise, I'm fine, I guess, besides the spider thing. But the Dolphins are definitely making my pulse just hit the like. Appreciate ya. Battered Fins fan, Chef Jew. How?
I think we're all battered Fins fans right now.
We are.
Yes.
It's been rough. Russ Taylor, Russ gives us a lot of crap for being Dolphins fans, but he's not like a hater. And he says, can your Fins please get back on the winning path this weekend? Your lips to God's ears, please, because it has been bad. 2-game losing streak. We did nothing on the West Coast. We have a tough one coming up this week. Good evening from Mark. Mark is our Bills fan buddy. So he made sure to jump on the chat. Excited to have you here. Graham, hello. Hello from the UK. Hello.
Hey, Graham, how you doing?
Sandy, I'm banning you from Dolphins games until further notice. The last 2 games that you've gone to, you brought us losses, so you are banned. No, I'm just kidding. I feel bad.
It's not her fault.
It's not her fault.
She did her part. I know she did.
She showed up. Hence my name, my man. He's battered because he knows what it is. It was a brutal Sunday, Sandy. I can't even imagine. You just know we were thinking about you. But we sure hope you and Jared had a good time out in LA. But it's not good, right?
Yeah, things are not good right now if you're a Dolphin fan.
Ready for Saturday Night Football, right?
We knew coming in, to this season that it was pretty much going to be decided during this massive, monumental 3-game stretch, 3 games on the road. 2 of them in California, and the last one in Buffalo. And unfortunately, it's not off to a good start. And it pretty much means that we got to win this game Saturday night against the Bills.
Sandy makes a good point. I didn't have a voice for 2 days. Let me tell you. I keep touching the table. If you guys don't know, I'm Italian, so my hands are constantly. Sandy said she didn't have a voice for 2 days, and it makes sense because when we were watching the game on Sunday night, we heard the Dolphins fans, right? Even the announcers, the broadcaster said, Dolphins fans, you guys filled up the stadium.
Well, they didn't fill it up, but there was
But you guys showed their
drastic
presence.
amount of Dolphin fans in attendance. And when we talk to Sandy later on, if she's able to join us, definitely want to get her perspective on that because they brought it up, the fact that the previous week, just this past previous Thursday, when the Rams hosted the Raiders, there was a massive amount of Raiders fans there. But, of course, the Raiders used to play in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And it's not that far of a drive or even even shorter flight from Vegas to California to L.A. The Dolphins had to go cross-country.
Yeah.
And, there are a lot of Dolphin fans all across the country. And it was a big, big showing. Part of it is because, again, L.A. Chargers are brand new to that city, and not a lot of people have season tickets. So, we definitely had a lot of representation there, and I'm excited to see what Sandy has to say about that.
Definitely. So Sandy's not going to be there on Saturday. She's not going to Buffalo. We've confirmed. So the short-term bad luck charm. Just kidding.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
There's a chance we win. It's the Fins. My Fins brother. Sup, y'all. Fins up. Back to reality 2 still hasn't won a meaningful game.
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot disagree with that. Russ Taylor. Moment of silence for Mike Leach. Yes, this week we lost Mississippi State head coach. Mississippi State is where Dak Prescott went to, and it's that's just he's 61 years old. Life is so short,
so young.
You just never know. My favorite memory of Mike Leach was when he was fed up at a game and he took all the seats for his players and just shut them. They're like folding seats, and he just shut the seats because he didn't want his players are doing so bad that he didn't want them sitting.
Oh, wow.
It's a good video of
That's
him.
a good lesson of him. Just, hey, everybody stand up until you play better. No, look, a young guy and, an old school coach, throwback old school coach. He, told it how it was, didn't, hold back, didn't have any apologies.
Mm-hmm.
A straight shooter, and that's a lost art these days. So,
Definitely.
Rest in peace to Mike Leach.
Mark says that's why Los Angeles is a terrible place for football. No one supports the team. LA doesn't care for its football team.
That's true.
And then Mike Leach was one kind. RIP, absolutely. His post games were awesome, right?
Yeah.
It was just like the no BS, right to the point. So definitely a terrible loss for Mississippi, and just gone way too soon. You just never know. Today we lost Twitch. I know you guys know Twitch. You heard about Twitch?
I don't know. No.
You know Ellen DeGeneres?
I am familiar with her.
I heard she had a show.
Okay.
And Twitch was her like sidekick, like the guy who was like on all the episodes. I've seen so many Ellen DeGeneres, and he committed suicide today.
Oh, I did hear.
Beautiful family, 3 kids, and you just don't know. So, anyways, terrible. Before we get into football, which we already, you guys already started talking about it. At least let me get into some good news before we start talking about the Dolphins. Shout out to the team who I told you guys we're going to go all the way for the World Cup, who hasn't gone all the way, but they're in the championship. Shout out to France. As soon as I saw them, first round, I said they're special. And it's not just because Kylian Mbappe. I know you think that's like my 22-year-old crush and everything, but I saw a lot of talent with that team. So super excited.
Oh, now you're a soccer expert.
I'm not a soccer expert.
You're ridiculing me for being a U.S. supporter and soccer expert, but now your favorite, this guy that you happen to think is really...
You're going to say an affair with him. I don't have an affair with him.
Not yet. Give him time.
He hasn't been to my...
Give us time to work his way over to the United States, see what happens then. But no, look, you're obviously enamored by this Frenchman. But you're no soccer expert.
Hold on. Sandy can't stay long.
You're no soccer expert. Let's be real about that now.
Okay, I'm an expert of...
We're going to miss you, Sandy. We're going to have to get you on next week, hopefully, so you can tell us about how many Dolphin fans were in attendance in LA. You
mean Sandy Miss Grinch?
Miss Grinch,
yes. Sandy, I gotta send me a picture of you in your Grinch shirt. So I guess, Graham, thank you for mentioning the World Cup. Sorry about that. So let me just tell you.
The French took out the English, so that's a
the Brits.
It's a very sore subject right now for
Graham.
No, sorry
but
about
ever since the beginning, I told you. I said from the beginning, obviously, I don't follow the clubs out there, right? Like, I'm not a huge soccer. I played soccer for 10 years, right? I was right mid, all this good stuff, but I don't follow professional soccer. I just don't. There's too much going on in life. But as soon as I saw France first round, or you could say as soon as I put my eyes on Kylian Mbappe, I was like, this is my squad. This is who I'm going with. And we'd ask people, right? We'd say, who are you going for? Argentina, Brazil, Portugal is what they constantly heard chirping, right?
Well, you picked a team that, first of all, you're not going on a limb. They're the defending World Cup champions. So they had previously won the World Cup. It's not like you're taking a chance on this team. Yeah. And then, excuse me, Benedict Arnold, if anything, you should root for Italy, even though they didn't have
They're not even in it this year.
That's great. But
my motherland.
Most important than anything, you should root for the United States, your home country. So don't give me this French talk. I'm sorry. I'm not buying it, okay?
Rest said France can win a game, but they can't win a war. Mic drop.
There you go. Exactly.
My best friend in the world. Hey there, family. Sheldon in the house. South Carolina. I feel they were going to get blown out without a run game by half of what you said, Sports Babe. Messi, the GOAT, Argentina all day. Oh, you're part of the Argentina. Yeah, no. Argentina is the favorite, especially in Miami. We have a huge Argentinian population.
Huge contingent of Argentinian fans. They had a major
party in Miami Beach.
Major watch party in Miami Beach yesterday for the game. They've been filling that place up. Manolo's, it's called, on 73rd Street. I think
no one's from Miami.
I'm just saying, they've been packing it, and so everybody in the Miami area is definitely rooting for Argentina.
Minus this girl right here.
I am not. French. I'm going for the French. Yes, I am.
Bonsoir. Yes. Plus, I got to tell you, so obviously you guys know we're huge Disney junkies, and one of my favorite countries in Epcot is France. So we made sure this weekend in Epcot to take extra time around France. We even did the Beauty and the Beast sing-along. Do you remember any of the songs?
I do not. I fell asleep. That was nap time for me.
Oh, I was singing my heart out.
Yeah, no
But
thanks.
no, I'm definitely going for France. Yes, you guys know it's France Argentina. The game is at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you guys do your translations for all the other parts of the world that you're from. But I can tell you 10 o'clock Miami time on Sunday. And very interesting point. The game will be played on Fox. So
Well, no, the game here nationally is going to be played on
okay,
Fox.
but let me tell you about that. So what's crazy about that is it is a 10 o'clock. It is a 10 o'clock game here. What starts at 12 o'clock on Sundays here?
Yeah, American football.
So what's going to happen is that game, even if it doesn't go over time, extra,
It won't.
But the whole trophy ceremony and everything will cut into the pre-games.
I don't think so.
No, they're already saying it. I already followed
Oh,
it.
it may, but look, it goes to show you how powerful football is because Fox did buy the rights. I know it's showcased throughout the world, but Univision obviously is a very big. It's going to be a big factor in where it's showed. But the fact that it just shows you how American football really moves the needle. That they, as you mentioned, are making sure that World Cup game is played before the NFL games kick off locally at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So
Definitely.
it's a big deal.
Guys, drop in the chat who you think's going to win. Is it going to be France or is it going to be Argentina? Tell me who you guys think is going to be.
I do want to mention also, I want to add that you said that we were in Disney on Saturday. And when we went to Disney on Saturday, our first park that we hit was Epcot. And in Epcot, obviously they have the World Showcase with all the countries. And 3 of the countries playing the Final Four were represented. Morocco has a station in the World Showcase, as does England and France. None of those countries were showing the game. I could not believe it.
Yeah.
We actually ran into an English guy who came up and is like, "Are you watching the game?" In Morocco, I thought it was funny that we could pull up to Morocco. I thought for sure we'd be able to watch the game there, and it was nowhere to be found. Not just there, but neither was the France and England game in either France or England in the country's showcase section. So I thought that was kind of messed up.
Mark, Italy has too many egos. That's why they didn't make it. You don't say. Us Italians are definitely creative characters. My brother, always sticking up for me. She can root for France. The U.S. has been trashed for decades with no style. This is the best team they've ever had in years. Finally got some style. U.S. Yeah, I agree.
No,
Mark says
the U.S. aren't real competitors, and they weren't really. Didn't really have a chance to go deep. But you still got to root for your country. You were from France. You were with France from the beginning.
Well,
because it's almost as you discounted the U.S.
I wish that once I pick a player that I'm set on, they would do great. Example, Sandy Alcantara, my favorite player in the MLB. I chose him. I wish the Marlins would do good. Fox will make sure they get that NFL game on time. Fact. That's what they're saying. Oh, yeah. All right. So who do we have? All right. So Sheldon, France. Este, my brother, Argentina. France. Argentina. Dang, we're really split here. Wow. Sports Babe dropped that link. That's what's up. Oh, no. So, Este, you don't know. This is our new segment we've had for a few weeks now. We definitely open up the floor to everybody towards the end of the show, but my brother Manny is going to do an announcement with me, so that's why I let him sneak early. But definitely towards the end of the show, usually around 45 minutes in, we do open that chat for everybody to come live. All right, let's see. I think it's fixed for Argentina to win. It'll be Messi's last game for Argentina, and FIFA will want him to go out the win. Oh, I sure hope not. I'm not ready for that.
You're not.
Okay, I'm just saying.
You're a casual fan.
I know, but I'm invested now.
All right, let's move back to real football at stake right now. American football. That's what we need to focus on.
All right, Manny, he's agreeing with you. What's up?
Literally put me to sleep for 15 minutes there talking about soccer.
Oh my gosh! No, usually it's his 1972 segment that puts everybody to sleep. So you're not into this World Cup.
Oh no, not at all. I literally watch one sport, and that's the Miami Dolphins. That's it.
You don't even like the Heat, though, right?
He mentioned that before. He only watches one. It's the Dolphins.
I don't mind the Heat, but you will not catch me sitting 4 quarters in front of a basketball game ever.
Not even baseball?
No, hell no.
Football.
Especially baseball. Especially baseball.
So super excited. I know I keep touching. I'm gonna sit on my hands. Okay. All right. So first of all, happy late birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Gone. You were on for a cruise for your birthday. You're not old. Relax.
Happy late birthday and happy anniversary to both of you, because I didn't get a chance to come by and wish you guys a happy birthday, happy
didn't
anniversary.
Acknowledge it either. Don't worry. He didn't acknowledge him much either. He's a guy. You guys don't do that much either. But Lou did turn.
Fair enough.
Fast. He's also Sagittarius like you. But I bet, are you Cuban?
I am.
But I bet you're an on-time Cuban.
There is no other mixture in my blood besides Cuban. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Me too. Born and raised here in Miami, though, or
Yes. Born in
All right, so
Jackson Memorial Hospital.
we are both from Miami, or we are American, made with Cuban parts. If you
That
don't
is
mind me
correct.
saying.
That is correct. Yes.
Don't bash the 1972
don't
segment.
bash the 72 history segment. That's a great segment.
They love your segment.
Much
They
more
really
exciting
do.
than soccer. I can tell you that right now.
So really exciting news about this
Yeah.
week. Obviously, we have a huge game coming up. Dolphins versus Bills. We know what we did to the Bills week 2, home.
Or what the Sun did to the Bills.
What the
week
Sun
2.
did to the Bills. You're absolutely right. And I remember, like, after that game, those Bills fans were like, wait till they come to Buffalo. Wait till they come to Buffalo. It's going to be cold. Well, sure enough, we have the forecast. And it's going to be freezing.
What is that forecast? Does somebody
It's
in the
snow.
chat
It's
have
at least
it?
7 inches.
27 degrees, between 4 to 7 inches of snow come game time.
It's going to be great.
And the perfect storm, if you will, it's
No
a night
fun.
game. It's a night
Yes.
game. So there will be no sun to help out to melt that ice, or it's going to be even made colder. So that night game actually hurt us.
Did you hear about the space heaters that we're using in LA? Did you hear that?
Yep.
That boggled my mind. I didn't want to believe it. And then multiple people confirmed that it was true. I did not believe that.
Nuts. I know.
I got to tell you guys something really crazy that you think about it. Weather has never been such an issue in football until this year. Like, have we not had weather conditions the last 100 years in NFL football history? Why is weather such an issue this year?
Because the sun apparently killed half the Bills team, so they had to make a big deal about it.
Oh, makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, good news is we aren't going to Buffalo.
No.
We will be watching the game Saturday Night Football, Dolphins, Buffalo in Plantation, Florida.
Right next to my house.
Super excited that you're coming to the party. Everyone's invited. Myself, Manny, Lou, and tons of other people, we are having a watch party in Plantation, which is, if you guys don't know, it's right outside of Fort Lauderdale. So in the scheme of things, it's between Miami and West Palm. Mm-hmm. And a great location. A few places wanted to take us in, so I kind of scouted them out. But Legends Tavern and Grill in Plantation, off the 595 and South University,
yep.
Is going to host a watch party for us. It's going to let us have a watch party there. And so really cool. We're going to get there around 7:30. Game starts at 8:15. We have tables reserved, sound, big screen, free parking, no cover charge, and really delicious food.
Yeah, they do have delicious food there. I discovered them about a month ago just because I'm new to the area. So I was like, I always put it in Google Maps. Anything with high ratings, I hit up, and they have really good food at Legends.
What's something we have to eat this weekend?
You can't go wrong with their burgers. The burgers there are fire. Their wings are fire. I haven't found too much that I don't like so far.
There's like this burger, and I'm not really a big burger person, but there's this burger where you put mozzarella sticks in it, and I was like, oh my gosh, time out. Already had me sold. So really looking forward to the food, but even more than the food, really looking forward to, first of all, getting our first win in December, and second, being with our people. Like, we're all in this depression, right? I know you've taken it really bad about the losses. Everyone has. So it's time to fellowship together, get ready for the holidays, eat good food, and cheer on our darn Dolphins.
Right.
So we will be everyone's talking about the weather. It's gonna be cold there, but not here. Well, we are getting a cold front this week. They said it's gonna drop to like the 60s, but obviously that's not freezing.
Not cold, anyways. All right.
I'll be in shorts and a tank top with you guys.
Yeah, exactly. Don't bring the flip flops.
Here's the thing. So what we're gonna do? I mean, we're gonna let everybody know. Obviously, everyone will get there 7:30, but whatever. If you get there 7:30, 8 o'clock, we'll have the table. So don't worry about trying to get there early. Get the tables. We already got them. What we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be doing a raffle. I'm going to be making 2 baskets, a dolphin themed basket and a Christmas holiday themed basket with gift cards. And then you have offered to.
I have offered to buy a few people dinner that night. I won't say how we're going to go about doing it, but if you don't get a check at the end of the night, it's because I picked up your bill. As long as you come on and support this watch party, and you come on and support the Dolphins and the event that you're putting together, you're going to get your bills taken care of at the end of the night.
So his real name is Santa Claus. That's really Santa Claus. He doesn't live in the North Pole. He actually lives here.
I wish I did, though. But
So definitely come out. And then all the money for the raffle, thank you for buying raffle tickets today, will be used to support Dolphins Cancer Challenge. Obviously, the race is coming up in February, I still have not bought a bicycle yet, but I am going to do that for Christmas. I am dedicated. I know. And I'm, all the money raised, we did it in Baltimore. We ended up, Allie and I raised almost $300-400 in Baltimore for DCC, and looking forward to raising the money this week. Russ said he doesn't go anywhere in the South End Plantation, just saying. Oh, Russ.
It's funny you said that because they are trying. There was a report that they wanted
trying to change the name.
Yeah, they wanted to change the name of the high school and of the town itself. I'm over this cancel culture thing, man. I'm sorry.
I agree.
I got to, at this point, look, if you're going to do this, especially when you bring it into the sports world, and they wanted to do it with the high school because they were on the map, literally, because the Plantation is a very dominant football school.
Yep.
And so you're gonna get into sports. You can pick a fight.
Okay, but we're not changing the party is in Plantation, Florida. Let's just call it Fort Lauderdale.
Yes.
Russ, if you want to come down, you're more than welcome.
You want to call it Sunrise? You could call it Sunrise, Florida as well.
No, Sunrise. So ironically, and who said? Yeah, so the Eagles play in Chicago this week. No, so it's going to be cold everywhere. Bill's taking care of us. See what you guys did there. Is that what you did?
I figured somebody was going to pick it up. I guess Mark did.
Oh my
I didn't.
God, you didn't either.
Nope. Perfect. Perfectly
the
said.
Bills,
Great.
Mark always has my back. Even though he's a Bills fan, he always has our back. Oh my gosh, you are too adorable.
Hey, if we don't get that next time, man, and just do like a drum roll in the air.
I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do that. I said, you know what?
You're old, Asher Blonde. Come on.
I thought it was a bad joke. I was like, you know what? Maybe it's good that they didn't catch it.
No, it's brilliant. A brilliant joke.
Actually, you didn't catch that.
Excellent.
Oh my
Way
gosh.
to sneak that one in there. I love it.
So no, we're really excited. So Saturday's actually really kind of interesting. You guys probably know I went to St. John's University in New York for my undergrad. Huge St. John's basketball fan. And St. John's basketball actually plays down here on Saturday in the Orange Bowl Classic at the BB&T FLA Live against Florida State. So our Saturday is going to start off at the FLA Live at the Orange Bowl Classic, seeing my beloved St. John's play FSU. So I'll be all decked out of my St. John's, and then we're going to an after party at Bahama Breeze with all the alumni. And somewhere between the after party and getting to the Dolphins Bills party, I'll switch gears to my Dolphins gear. So I'm hoping Saturday is double victory, followed by a victory for France on Sunday. Give me the three-peat this weekend: St. John's, Dolphins, and France.
Okay, I don't know about France, but I will say this: I'm going to go with a split factor. I'm going to say you're going to watch a New York team win in St. John Saturday and watch a New York team lose Saturday night in the Bills against the Dolphins. Boom.
And then eat French fries on Sunday.
And eat French fries on Sunday. Exactly.
Bills fans have been the butt of jokes forever. I'm used to it.
I know you guys usually don't pick the game till later, but I'm curious, Lou. You feel?
Oh, I was asking you before you got off. No, I was coming for you. Don't worry.
But I'm saying you guys. Well, Lou, you feel pretty comfortable about this game?
I do not.
Okay.
Because
you sounded pretty confident when you said you're going to see a New York team lose. So I'm like, I was curious.
He's not St. John's unless he'll be sleeping outside.
That's me just trying to hype up this game, and I'm hoping I can hope, right? It's what I want to have happen, but it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game to win.
What are you thinking? What are you guys thinking? Let's talk it now. We got a minute. Let's talk about it.
I talked yesterday on my show. I literally said the first team that makes it to 13 is probably going to win this game, just because of the elements of that we're going to be playing in. Mike McDaniel has to come out with a new game plan. And he's already kind of said it in his press conference this week. I get it. I got to change things up. We've gone through adversity the last 2 weeks. We're going to do something new come this week. But it's still Buffalo. As much crap as I want to give Buffalo, they're a solid team. I get the Jets have been giving them problems lately. My boy, who's a Jets fan, loves it. But at the end of the day, they find ways to win the game. For me, in their element, first team that makes it to 13 is probably going to win this game.
That's interesting. That's a good analysis.
That is a great point. I see it also as a defensive battle. And my question there would be, are we even going to be able to get to 13? Look, we're coming off the game.
Oh, my gosh, the negativity.
We're coming off a game here where we scored 17, right? Well, one of those, the 7 of those, was on a fluke play that shouldn't have happened. Tua looked horrific. And then you got to go back to game week number 3 against them. Look, we won the game, no doubt. But they absolutely dominated the time possession in that game. I think it was like 48 minutes to 12, it seemed like, just a horrible time possession game for us. And you think about that game as well, the Bills blew a chance to put points on the scoreboard at the end of the first half, and they couldn't get a playoff at the end of the game that would have won the game. So 2 meltdowns on offense, which is uncharacteristic for that offensive team and Josh Allen, and dominating that time of possession, I don't know if we're going to be able to move the ball enough.
Sheldon wants me to check you. Lewis, what's going on with you?
I don't know if we're going to be able to move the ball enough to stay in that game. I got to be honest.
Graham wants, no, who was it? Russ wants to know, what's the weather? Manny, you know the weather. What's the weather looking for?
So it's scheduled to be 27 degrees at the start of the game time, anywhere between 4 to 7 inches of snow.
Graham, will Tua see our receivers as we'll be wearing white jerseys in the snow?
And in all fairness, Tua hasn't seen our receivers the last 2 weeks, so he may not see them this week either.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. And is that confirmed? Are we wearing all whites or are we doing white over aqua?
I do not know, but I could find out for you right now.
Yeah, because that's a great point. With that snow out there, let's mix it in with some aqua to have more area for the Tua to find these receivers in.
You would assume Buffalo wears their dark colors, so we're probably will be at least white and teal. At least we're hoping.
Yeah.
I just hope Christian Wilkins keeps his hands away from Josh Allen's private. I guess it'll be white aqua.
I want to see Christian Wilkins make Josh Allen squeal. Is what I want to see.
Yeah.
Talking about squealing, it's not really squealing, but did you guys see Devontae Parker's concussion?
Yeah.
My sweet baby G. Did you see it?
I did see it.
How did they not catch on to that? And Devontae Parker, whatever. He had his tenure here. He was good when he was good. When he was off, he was off. He's very inconsistent. Yeah. But that concussion, how do you miss that? You have how many reps on the field? The guy comes up like one of those Halloween things with the air, and like the player, literally his teammate was like, yo, check it, you know?
Where's the independent spotter? Does he only work for Miami? I think he only works for Miami.
I think so. I think the independent spotter was at a bar taking a drink and play off that game because he missed it. And then meanwhile, the refs did miss, I should say. Yeah. Herbert being put down, on top of a pillow. In all fairness, that did not affect the game because we didn't get the ball back. So points weren't lost on that drive, but you know what was lost? Time, because that extended that drive, and it would have maybe had the Dolphins, more opportunity to get back in that game. Time ran out on them.
I agree with you 100%.
So when they put Herbert down, it reminded me of like a baby getting baptized. So, Manny, what's your prediction for Saturday? Because we're gonna be having a good time, chilling. But let's talk to business. What do you think? What are we really thinking? I know you said, whoever gets 13. But if you had to bet right now, Dolphins or Bills, just the straight win-loss, who are you really going for?
Honestly, in my heart of heart, I'm picking the Dolphins to win.
I did too this week.
And I think it's going to be a 16-13 game, probably a 13-10 game. People were literally in the Twitter lines talking about somebody putting up 20-something points, 30-something points. First of all, like Lou said, we haven't been barely putting up 17 the last 2 weeks. Now all of a sudden you think we're going to go into Buffalo and put up 30-something points? I don't see that happening.
Tundra, go figure.
Yeah. So 16 points for us, 13 for them. I think it's going to be a Jason Sanders type of game, and hopefully it's the better Jason Sanders shows up and not what we've been seeing lately.
No, it's going to be a tough one. I mean, people say Von Miller, he's out, but they still have this whole great squad, and it's going to fall down. I know we don't want to say it, but Tua, if it's the Tua that we've seen the last two games, we are done. The offensive line held pretty well the last two games. He had time to get the ball off.
He was only sacked twice. So they did their job. Tua's not hitting his targets. And as far as, both teams are pretty much at full strength. You mentioned Von Miller. He's been out and he's going to be out for the rest of the year. But really on the injury report that came out, it's only Jordan Phillips, who's the main player on their side that's out, and Jeff Wilson on our side. So those are the only main factors that are. Everybody else pretty much at full strength here. So you're going to get, each team's going to get the best of each other.
Greg Wizard has really stepped up this year. Yeah, he's definitely had a great year this year. Russ brings up a good question. How many folding tables will be destroyed at Orchard Park before the game? Usually about 300 or 400.
We should bring up foldings in case we see a Bills fan. We could put them through the table.
Great idea.
Really smart.
Manny, you got some. I like it. We should bring one out there. Yeah,
that would be good.
I would pay more into the raffle if I could put a Bills fan through a table.
I'm sure, with our not our stance, with our platform, Bills fans have seen that we're going to be there. So I would not be surprised if a Bills fan or two, just like Minnesota when we played the Vikings fans knew exactly where our tailgate was, and you were there, right? When they took over our lot, you weren't there. You were camping that weekend, and they literally there was 700 Vikings fans there. So I'm not surprised if all our marketing and spreading the word about the event on Saturday actually attracts some Bills fans, which is fine. Whatever.
Right? They're not all bad. They're not all bad. Like Mark doesn't seem like a bad guy.
Oh yeah, no. Mark's good people. Mark's a good friend of the show, good person.
Look, and Bill's Mafia also. They whenever something happens,
they're quick to donate money.
They donate. They give to a cause. They lose, and they still turn around and help people that are in need. So
one of my great friends who's been on the show before is actually going to be on next Wednesday. Joe Miller. He has a great show, a Bill show that he covers. Solid Christian man. Excellent. One of my great buddies on Twitter is a Bills fan. It looks like Buffalo will be on their color rush jersey Saturday, which I think all red. So will be in all white. That's what we're thinking. Yeah.
Little Christmas action. It looks like early.
Definitely talking about Christmas. That after next week we host the Green Bay Packers on Christmas Day.
Right.
We're finally back home.
You're gonna go?
Yeah. I'll definitely be there.
Nice.
I literally told my family, like, I get it. I'm there every Christmas, but I won't be there this year.
Everyone's having that conversation. Trust me. We've had to have that conversation. Like, my mom was like, how do the Dolphins play on Christmas? I said, I don't control the NFL. Like, people just don't understand it. But anyways, I am looking forward to seeing you on Saturday. I feel like I haven't seen you in a million days, Mr. Cruising Around the World, birthday boy, all this. So definitely looking forward to seeing you on Saturday. And don't forget to spread the word. Bring a toy. We are collecting toys for Nicholas Children's Hospital.
I already got a few.
Oh, you're the best.
Awesome.
We're going to donate it to the inpatient center. So it's actually where the children, so those toys may not actually be received on Christmas. They actually get sent to the kids all year round. So when they go for treatment for cancer, any type of other treatments, they actually are receive gifts during the treatment. So definitely excited to partner up with them this year for their toy drive. Bring a toy, bring yourself.
And I appreciate both of you guys allowing me the opportunity to come and join the show and talk about it. And I look forward to hanging out with you guys on Saturday. And like you said, Lou, possibly seeing a Dolphins victory.
Absolutely. We're all hoping that. So we look forward to it.
Definitely. Well, if you need anything in the meantime, let me know.
You got it. You guys have a great show.
No, promote yourself. I'm hearing all these things about Bills. These people jump through tables like all the college drunks. So tell them where they can find you. Who are you?
You can find me at The Bearded Fanatic on Twitter. You can follow the Battered Fins Fans podcast on YouTube. Drop an episode almost every week, except for when I was on vacation. Obviously, somebody covered for me while I was there, but we still dropped an episode. But definitely come check me out. Usually go live. And Ash was the inaugural person who joined me 15 weeks ago on the first show ever. So there you go. We're literally 15 weeks in, Ash. So
I feel like we just did that. But your guest host is not a Dolphins fan. Tell me who your guest host, your host is.
My co-host is a Jets fan, but I've also tell me about it. We're also planning something really big for that last game. I don't know if you guys have heard of the Gotham City Crew. I'm sure you have.
Of course.
Yes.
They are planning on using Frank, which is one of the guys who won Iron Chef, to compete against one of our tailgaters for the last game of the season. So we're basically we're going to be putting a really good tailgate event on exciting tailgate event for that last game of the season.
Well, you let us know how we can help you. That's anything with food and our people. We're all about that.
Sounds like right up our alley.
I know. Anything with eating. You need some judges or something. Do not hesitate to let us know.
I'll even eat the Jets food. I normally wouldn't, but I'm not going to turn away food. It's excellent food
if it's from New York and New Jersey. That's the best food in the whole
world. I will tell you this, Lou. I have seen some of his concoctions that he puts together. It's going to be tough for a Dolphins fan to beat him. That's all I got to say. But yeah, find me at Bearded Fanatic on Twitter, all social media platforms. And listen, I'm going to get with you, Ash, probably Saturday. But I'm thinking about doing another giveaway for that Christmas game. I think it would be pretty cool to give 2 tickets away for that Christmas game. And we'll figure out a way to do it.
He really is Santa, guys. I'm telling you, this is really Santa. I believe. Sheldon's going to be there.
I got the body for it.
Please do. If you're below 100, if you're below 200 pounds, we don't know that these days.
Right,
200 and above club.
Yeah, Manny. So when is the show? You mentioned once a week. When ideally is the show?
So we tend to either record Monday, Tuesdays, or Wednesdays. That part varies depending on his availability. Being that he's a dad and he also teaches night school, it's a little bit easier now because he's not teaching night school at the moment due to the Christmas break coming up. But that's usually when we record Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and it's usually around 8:30, 9 p.m.
Fantastic.
You've never seen a show. He has an excellent show. Between him and Miss Fins, it's some of my favorite people to watch. And
check it out, man. Check it out. You might like it. You may leave her show and come be my co-host. Just saying.
Saying. You can steal him. That's okay. No, Sheldon or Russ or Graham. Okay, you guys have your bromance on Saturday. Don't
For
worry.
sure. We will hold beards on Saturday. I look forward to it. I got you. All right, you guys have a great night. I'm gonna go pick up some dinner.
All right,
right,
buddy.
see
Take care.
ya.
See you Saturday, brother.
See you.
Bye. So Saturday is going to be
gonna be great.
awesome.
We're going to talk about the watch party that we just saw. We just were there for the Sunday night watch party
Yep.
at the Hideaway. We'll get into that. But yeah, looking forward to this one because that one's, I've already forgotten about that one because it was a bad ending.
Pass, let it go.
So we're going on to Saturday here. So you want to do the 1972 segment?
Sheldon said he'll be my co-host if you don't want to be my co-host.
Hey.
And I'm sure Graham will, and I'm sure Russ will.
I don't know. I'm going to have to renegotiate
Mark
my contract
will.
here.
I'm telling you.
I'm taking my segment with me though, so this might be the last segment I'm going to do this.
We can do plenty of other segments together. We can do Sex in the City, but not like Sex in the City, but like.
I have copyrights on that segment, so I'm just
Okay.
saying you can't take it with you.
My BFF Sheldon's going to be my co-host. So real quick, recap the game last week. You have some stats on the game last week. I know we don't want to talk about it.
We're not going to go deep into it, but
Just what really happened.
I talked about the injury report, and yeah, look. It wasn't good, right? I mean, Tua struggled in San Francisco.
Yeah.
We watched the Jets-Bills game we watched it at the Ale House up in Orlando, and I said with the Jets, we watched the 49ers Bucks game, and I said the way that Brock Purdy looked against the 49ers, he looked like Joe Montana.
Oh my gosh, he's having such a great year.
Well, it's
two games.
So I said to him, hey, the Dolphin defense has to feel good about that this guy's doing it to the Bucs. The Bucs aren't a great defense, but he put on a show in that game. So, and then unfortunately, we just weren't able to transition into the defense stopping Herbert.
But I want to stop you. You say Purdy. Share the fact about Purdy's father.
Oh yeah, so it was mentioned. I don't know. I'm not sure if that game was local down here or anybody else saw it. I know we got a lot of viewers from all over here, but in the room right now, but. It was shared that Brock Purdy's dad was a huge Dolphin fan. Right, but he's now obviously rooting for his son in the Niners. Yeah. And I'm sure he was rooting for his son last week against the Dolphins.
No, he was. They showed the video.
But he is a monster Dolphin fan, primarily because of Dan Marino, of course. So that was an interesting twist. I wonder if Brock Purdy was also a Dolphin fan and going against maybe his childhood team as his first start. That's got to be pretty crazy.
About Brock Purdy, they showed clips of, first, a lot of these, I don't like to mention the T word on my show, but I will, the Tom Brady, right? And a lot of these players who he's playing against watched him growing up, right? Like Tom Brady was their idol growing up, and now these kids are in the NFL. So it's interesting to see them go up to so many of them from all different colors, shapes, sizes, go up to Tom Brady and say, Tom, you're my hero growing up. This is why I play. And it's a beautiful thing.
Best stat I saw was Brock Purdy, 22 years old. Tom Brady, 22 seasons, playing in the league. So that's mind-boggling. All right, let me get back.
Graham said.
Yeah. Oh, wow. There you go.
See? Yeah. That's why he plays.
Yeah. When I first saw him come out, I thought about another 49er quarterback, Steve Bono, used to wear number 13. I didn't play for the Chiefs too, but he played for the Niners, I believe, and he wore number 13 as well.
Like so Iverson talking about a Jordan poster on his wall.
Yeah. There you go. That's a great stat, Graham. I didn't know that. It makes sense why he wears number 13. That's awesome. All right, so let's recap really quick. Tua was bad. Tua was bad against the Niners, and he was bad this past Sunday. 10 of 28, 145 yards, no good. Now Sheldon, who I hope joins us later, we spoke last week about how Tua did need to get outside of the pocket and run, and he did do that. He ran 3 times for 28 yards, so he created some drives, extended some drives with his legs. He's going to need to keep doing that, especially if he's struggling throwing the ball. But it looked like the Chargers duplicated the 49ers game plan, which is to clog up the middle. Waddle only had 4 targets. You cannot have Jalen Waddle, as fast as he is, as great as he is catching the ball, the routes that he runs, he cannot get 4 targets in a game. I don't care what's happening. He cannot just get 4 targets. He can't get, I know we've been talking about and griping about Gesicki not getting enough balls thrown to him.
But he's been blocking.
It is what it is.
You can block.
There's
no excuse.
Waddle cannot have just 4 balls thrown to him.
So whose fault is that? Is that Coach McDaniel's play calling, or is that Tua not finding him? What is it?
The play calling was bad, okay, and Tua was off, okay. But what do you do there? You create a different way to get him involved, whether it's wide receiver screen, whether it's a reverse play, whether it's a direct handoff, whether he gets under center and does wildcat. I don't care. You got to get Jalen. I'm sorry. Now I'm losing myself.
I know. We're losing our cool here tonight.
You cannot have Jalen Waddle have 4 touches in a game. Absolutely
Graham
ridiculous.
says, simply put, I'm doing the British accent, but I'm mad. I can't do it. Simply put, McDaniel was outcoached and didn't make the adjustments.
He was.
Sheldon, coach played calling.
And he was coached by his mentor. We talked about it. How I want to see him go in there and outsmart this guy, and he didn't do it. So
another good point. Russ says that is not making adjustments you need to get the game that is not making the adjustments you need to the game is going on. Russ, by the way, your second card came in. Thank you.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet. You didn't show it to me. All right. Oh, okay.
Okay.
While she gets it.
I love Christmas cards.
While she gets it, I'm gonna just say this. Tua's got to be better. All right. He just has got to play a better overall game. I'm not gonna say that the haters are back or they're proven right. He still has a chance here. Either this Saturday or down the road to get us into the playoffs, which we're still favored to do so. Even with this loss to the Chargers, they're still one game behind us. We can't end up tied with them because they would own the tiebreaker. But we're still in a good position where we can. There's light at the end of the tunnel, and Tua's just got to play the way he played previously, as opposed to what he's been doing these last 2 weeks. So hopefully that's the case. Then as far as the division, it's going to come down to this Sunday. We said that they would have to, they possibly could afford one more loss. At this point, they can afford no more losses. They're going to have to win out to have any chance to win that division.
Lou moved all the Christmas cards around. He cleaned the house like a psycho yesterday. I can't find it, but it's somewhere around here. We'll find it. But thank you. Graham, who decided to open that game with 3 straight throws too? That set the tone for the offense the whole game.
Yeah.
And then Mark, the Bills fan, says, I'm not thrilled about facing a desperate Dolphins team. That's coming from a Bills fan. That, hey, they know the Dolphins are hungrier than ever. We obviously, it's a battle of the AFC East with this game, division game, and we just lost 2 games. We're going in there, you bet, hungry as a hippo.
Yeah. No, and look, this division is just something you out of a movie right now. The Jets, they played the Bills tough this past Sunday. Look at what the Patriots did. I know Murray went down in that game on Monday Night Football, but the Patriots went into Arizona and completely dominated that Cardinal team, which is not a good team. But they went on the road on Monday Night Football. They won a game. And this division is wide open. Everybody's stacked. It looks like right now all 4 teams might very well go through the playoffs.
We have a new viewer of the show, our buddy David. Shout out from Dolphin Nation, Mexico. North Texas in the house. Much love to you both. Much love to you.
Welcome.
Hopefully, I don't know if you're planning on coming down for the next game. We'd love to see you for Christmas Day. Get out of North Texas and come to Miami.
Nice. All right, let's hit
That being said, the Bills are on a winning streak and they can clinch a playoff spot with a win. That's sick.
They can, but it's not about the playoff spot. This is for the division. This is for the right to control your own destiny. The winner of this game has, because we play the Patriots and the Jets, still on the schedule. So whoever wins this game is pretty much the division champs. Let's call it what it is.
I think we need to win the last 3. Russ said, did you mention my favorite toy about Hungry Hippo? That's actually my favorite game. You know that game.
I love that game.
Graham,
I'm an operations guy. I like the during operations.
I think we will need to win the last 3 games to ensure we get to the playoffs. So let's just talk about real quick. We have the Bills, Green Bay, Jets.
No, New England.
New England and Jets. Those can go anyway. At least you have Christmas Day. We have a huge game Christmas Eve. Yeah. So, all right. What do you say? Gonna bring us back to 19. Oh, wait, hold on. I'll be there for the Green Bay game, the Jets, and tickets. I'll be there with the family for the Green Bay game, the Jets, and have tickets throughout the playoffs. See you in Miami. Bring us luck, please. Mark, yes, if the Bills win, they have 3-game lead in the AFC East. That'll be terrible. All right, let's bring you back to 1972. This is where I need you guys the most because he tries to stump me every week. Are you refilling your drink?
Go ahead, do it. That gets me every time.
Every time. You don't like. We've been doing this for like 10 weeks. All right. So David, and for those who are new to the show, every week Lou has a segment called 1972 where he brings us back to 1972 to let us know what happened in that era and then tells us about Dolphin history. So far, I've predicted that the Dolphins won every game in 1972, and I was right.
That's the only thing you've been getting right in this segment. But
oh no, don't even go there. I got some right. All right. So what do you got for us?
Let's get to it. So I got some facts this week. Just 2 quick facts. Well, one fact, but it's a two-sided fact. Here we go. Two iconic and extremely different legendary cult bands were formed in the year 1972. I'm going to give you 2 hints. All right. Can anybody guess it before I even go?
What do you mean cult bands?
Like they have a cult following. They have a cult following. They're 2 legendary cult bands.
Beatles.
During the Beatles.
Dude, I don't know.
Here you go. This is why you're horrible at this game.
Okay, I was born in pretty
All
much
right,
in the
anyways,
90s.
I'm going to give you 2 hints. It's not going to help you, but it'll help some of the people in the room. Both bands, all right, have 4 founding members, and
The Cure.
and they both have, not the Cure, but they both are 4 letters in the band's name. 4 letters in the band's name, not the Cure, and they have 4 founding members. 4 and 4. Who are these bands I'm talking about?
No, Mark, it's not a football question. We go
not
up
a
a little
football
target football, and then so it's not football for the next like 5 minutes. It's about 1972.
Anybody get this? Anybody know out
All
there?
right, tell me again. Fish.
It is not Fish.
Oh, Calvin in the house. Hello. Hey, you. Go for it.
All right, I'm just going to tell it to you. The bands that I'm talking about are ABBA and Kiss. Both ABBA and Kiss were both formed in 1972. The band ABBA was formed in Stockholm, Sweden. All right, and the band Kiss was formed in New York. Kiss's top songs include, are you ready? Beth, Deuce, I Was Made for Loving You, Detroit Rock City, and of course, Rock and Roll All Night. Even you know that song.
I wanna rock on. That's the song, right?
Okay, kind of like that, but not at that tone. ABBA's biggest hits are
Kiss. Graham got it. Graham's so smart.
ABBA's biggest hits are Fernando, The Winner Takes All, Waterloo, Take a Chance on Me, classic song, Super Trooper, Mamma Mia, and
Nights in
and the Dancing Queen, the legendary song Dancing Queen.
What's this Nights in Satan's Service? And Crazy Nights
Okay,
too.
we're not talking about that, but yes, to who put that up? Is that Taylor?
Russ,
was that
Russ
Taylor?
said Nights in
Yes.
Satan's Service.
So we weren't going to get into that, Russ, but yes, ABBA is named for their founding members. So A, B, B, and A is the first name of all 4 band members. Kiss is named, put it back up, if you don't want to put it back up.
Nights in Satan's Service.
Not
No,
Satan's
it's
Service.
Satan.
Satan's Service. So that's a rumor. I did do some research on it. I do love Kiss. Kiss is a great song, but that was denied. They denounced that. They are not into that at all. So we're going to move on and not.
Also, don't forget Crazy Nights too, Graham said.
Crazy Nights.
Dancing Queen.
There's so many hits, but again, these bands are
Allegedly.
so different, and yet 2 legendary cult bands that were formed in 1972 with monster hits. These are staple hits.
Detroit Rock City.
Now, for those of you at home, and even you that really don't know what I'm talking about here, I'm going to show you to compare and contrast. This is ABBA, or maybe I'll show you and you tell me who's who. This is one of the bands, and this is the other band. So side-by-side comparison, a little bit, you couldn't get more different if you wanted to. This looks like a nice, no, not these guys. This looks like a nice, wholesome band that's going to play some nice family favorites that you're going to be able to casually and leisurely enjoy. And then this band looks like they're going to rip your arms off and beat you over the head with it.
Agatha, Bajorn, Benny, and Anna Fried. Okay, so that's the name spelled out.
Yeah, there you go. Those are the names. There you go. Graham's got it. So that's my fact, my little factoid here.
I remember when Kiss took off their makeup right on MTV.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, and Kiss has had 10 members total. A couple have retired, left. I think one even passed away. But they've had 10 total members. But all of them have assumed their own character. They have their face paint, and one, Gene Simmons does his
the tongue and everything.
Yeah, so it's all kinds of craziness going on with Kiss.
Wow, I look like a giraffe there.
There you go.
Weird Animal
That
Kingdom.
is what he's famous for. So, yes.
I never did that before. Anyways.
All right, so we are going to stay in the world of music for our 1972 celebrity this week. I'm going to give you some hints first, see if you get it. Okay. He is a singer, he is a songwriter, he is a record producer, and he is an actor. Any idea who that could be?
Singer, songwriter, record producer, actor.
Yep.
Nice impersonation. So born in 1972, that means they're 50 years old.
Yep.
Record producer.
Singer, songwriter, record producer, and actor. I'll give you a hint.
Sting.
It's
Sting.
not Sting. It's not Sting.
Oh, I thought you had.
I'll give you a hint. His nickname is a form of public transportation. Does that help you at all? His nickname is
train.
No, it's not a train.
Bus. Airplane. Bus.
What'd you say?
Bus.
Okay, so his nickname. Now I gotta give you the second part.
There's
His nickname,
Will Smith.
No, his nickname.
Oh, you guys are
Stop
killing
and listen. Stop and listen. His nickname is a form of public transportation said twice with a letter A sandwiched in the middle. So
Jerome
say it.
Bettis. That's what they're telling me. I'm listening to them.
Listen, no, tell me. I'm telling you. You repeat
All right,
it.
bus.
His nickname is a form of public transportation said twice with a letter A sandwiched in between. So say that.
Bus a bus. Bus a bus. I don't know what I'm saying. What do you?
Anybody get that? That's his nickname. That's his nickname.
David Cassidy.
You're saying it wrong.
Bus a bus.
No, you're saying it kind of.
I'm not gonna get this. I know. Look, you're stumping everybody. This is not right.
His nickname is Bus a Bus. I'm talking about.
No clue, Luke. You're not making any sense
talking
to
about
anybody.
Busta Rhymes. Bus a Bus.
That was the worst.
That's his nickname.
Worst.
His nickname is Bus a Bus.
Everybody go on my side. Tell him that was the worst clue he ever gave in Blue's Clues history.
I am just telling you that's his nickname. It's a form of transportation.
Bus a Bus?
Bus a Bus.
I've never heard Busta Rhymes be known as Bus a Bus.
Bus a Bus is his nickname.
No.
Bus a Bus.
Flag on the play. You get a flag. Penalty flag. Throw the yellow flag.
Right.
That was terrible.
Okay, anyways.
All right.
I'm talking about.
I'm ready to get it.
Excuse me.
Busta Rhymes is an actor?
I'm talking about Busta Rhymes. He was born Trevor Smith Jr. on May the 20th, 1972 in New York City. He sold over 10 million records and has worked with stars such as Mariah Carey, Pharrell Williams, Janet Jackson, Chris Brown, and Linkin Park, to name a few. In fact, he's been featured in over 300 songs of other artists. I'm going to repeat that. 300 songs of other artists Busta Rhymes has been in.
We're challenging you. You got a red flag here. You didn't get a yellow flag with that. Red flag.
All right. He's also acted in several movies and TV shows.
Sheldon got your back. She did say that was his nickname.
Thank you. He's also acted in several movies and TV shows. All right. So we're ready for some trivia here?
Yeah, now that you stumped everybody and pissed everybody off.
I got it. See, I'm one up on everything.
All right. Now that you pissed
everybody
off.
So Busta Rhymes was given his nickname after what kind of athlete? What kind of athlete was his nickname derived from? Is it A, a basketball player, B, a boxer, C, a football player, or D, a wrestler?
I'm going to say a boxer because you want to bust a move. So something that you want to bust a move,
That's Young MC, but nice try. Bust a move, Young MC. Yeah.
So you want to know what sport was his nickname after?
Yes. He was named after an athlete.
Buster Douglas.
Buster Douglas is a boxer, but that is not who we're going with. It's not boxer. The correct answer is
boxers too.
It's not boxer. The correct answer is football player. He was given the nickname Busta Rhymes from Chuck D of the band Public Enemy. And he was named after the Minnesota Vikings wide receiver named George Buster Rhymes. George Buster Rhymes was the name of the receiver from Minnesota. That's who he was given the nickname. His first nickname, thank goodness he didn't pick this. His first nickname was going to be Chili O-Ski.
Chili O-Ski?
Chili O-Ski. That was going to be his name. So that wouldn't have been, he probably wouldn't have been famous if that was his
nickname. I'll go back to my draft tongue.
Okay. All right. Put that thing away. Put the thing away. You can hurt somebody with that. All right. He's never won. Is Mark still in the room? I got a little.
Mark's there.
All right. So he's never won a Grammy, but how many times has he been nominated? How many times has he been nominated for a Grammy? Is it A5, B7, C9, or D12?
9.
All right. What does the room say? He's never won one, but how many times has he been nominated? 5, 7, 9, or 12? You said 9?
9. 9. Calvin said 9. What is it? Just tell us.
The correct answer is actually it's 12.
12. Russ is right. Yeah.
The correct answer is 12. And if Mark is still in the room, I'm going to go ahead and mention that's right. It's 12. So Busta Rhymes is the Buffalo Bills of Grammy. A longtime finalist, but never a winner. Sorry, Mark. I had to do
why
it.
are you guys so mean to Mark?
I had to do it, Mark.
Mark
I'm sorry.
is such a great person. I have so much love for him.
I know.
You on hearts tonight.
I'm sorry, Mark. I had to throw in that jab in there.
Leave Mark alone. Mark's a good Bills guy.
All right, last thing here. We're going to talk about Busta Rhymes. I mentioned that he's been featured in over 300 songs by different artists, and one of them reached #1 all over the world, except the United States. This was the #1 song all over the world. We heard it. We actually heard the song a couple of times in the car the last few
Lou
weeks.
with the mic drop there.
Sorry. So it's a very catchy song.
We heard it in the car.
Yeah, we heard it in the car a couple of times in the last few weeks. It's a very catchy song. What song am I talking about?
I'm a very freaky girl.
No.
Get it from mama.
No,
I don't know.
that's not-
I don't know.
So this is a song in 2005. He collaborated with this
Lou.
band.
I was in
I'm
middle school.
asking the room. Maybe the room knows it.
Jacularity. You're talking about a song that he collaborated in 2005 with somebody.
Yes. Who was the artist and what was the name of the song?
Oh man, these questions are.
Does anybody know it?
Tonight.
I'll give you 10 more seconds. Anybody out there know who I'm talking about? One of the leads.
Someone's gonna know it, but not me, not this girl. I was in middle school.
Okay. All right. I'm going to give it to you. The song is called "Don't Ya" by the Pussycat Dolls. The Pussycat Dolls. I'm telling you, Pussycat Dolls and Busta Rhymes had a #1 hit all over the world. Very, very popular
Janet
song.
Jackson. All right. So before you get into 1972 history, I'm going to share a story with you guys.
That's a great song, by the way. I love that song.
Oh, yeah.
Classic of last year.
All right. So some of you guys know this weekend, obviously we were in Disney. We had a good time. It was packed. Don't go to Disney during the holidays. I don't care how beautiful the decorations are. It's crazy. We were able to do everything. We were able to ride Rise of the Resistance, Galaxies, had a great time.
Sure.
But guys, I have a superpower now that you don't know about. I am actually I'm Spider-Woman.
Okay.
Because when we were in Disney, apparently I got bit by something. And I didn't know about this until I looked down at my calves, and from my knee to my ankle, they were beet red with all this blood looking thing, and it was terrible. And it was hot, but I was never in pain. So I told Lou. Lou was like, it's just sunburn or heat something. I said, no, it's not, something's wrong. So long story short, it got worse and it got better. And I went to a doctor in the hospital yesterday, and sure enough, they drained it and took blood and everything. And it was confirmed that I got bit by a spider. So I am now 305 Spider Babe.
There you go. I hope you're able to swing into action when the Dolphins need you in the next game.
So yeah, so it was crazy. Make your web shooters ready.
You got to work on the sound effects, but all right.
Okay. So yeah. So,
all right, so let's get to
if you got any bites or anything, always take it serious because it could have been bad. But I'm over it. All right. 1972. What happened?
All right. So it's week 13 of what was
sorry.
at the time. It was week 13 of what the time was a 14-game regular season. So
Okay.
there's just 2 games left in 1972 before the playoffs, and the Dolphins at this point really had nothing to play for. They had already won the AFC East and had clinched a playoff spot. Now the playoffs back then were a little quirky. We're not going to get into that now. We'll get into it as they get closer next week. But let's just put it this way. #1 seed in the playoffs in 72 didn't really mean a whole lot.
Okay.
I'll tease it. We'll talk about it more next week. So as far as this week 50 years ago, the Dolphins, the 12-0 Dolphins, much like the Dolphins of today, they were headed up to New York, but they weren't playing the Bills. They weren't playing the Jets. They were taking on the New York Giants.
Okay.
Now, I got some trivia about this coming up because the game took place on Sunday, December the 10th, 1972,
Meadowlands,
and was played at the historic and one of the most famous venues in all of sports, maybe the world. No. And of course, I'm talking about
Madison Square Garden. Dude, I don't know. I'm a spider now. I don't know. What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh, I want to almost stop the show. Did you just say the Dolphins played games at Madison Square Garden?
Dude, you said it's one of the most iconic
places. Yeah, it's called Yankee Stadium.
Oh, we don't talk about the Yankees on the show.
Anyways, kickoff was set for 1 p.m. and the game time temperature was 47 degrees. Not that bad. And it's going to be way colder this time around in New York, which is only about a week, around the same time.
They all knew it was Yankee Stadium. Yeah, guys, you know I'm a Red Sox fan.
She just said Madison Square Garden.
Guys, you know I'm a Red Sox fan. We don't say that.
It's not arena football, by the way. Anyways, the Dolphins were 7-point favorites in this one. The Giants struck first as they put together a 5-play, 50-yard drive, highlighted by a Ron Johnson touchdown score. But the Dolphins blocked the extra point, so the Giants were just up 6-0. The Dolphins countered out with a 10-play drive of their own, 82 yards, and Mercury Morris scored a touchdown.
Okay.
So it was 7-6. The Dolphins added a field goal, making it 10-6, and ultimately they had a 17-13 lead at halftime. Very close game.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The second half was a battle of defenses, kind of like this past Sunday. The Dolphins held the Giants scoreless, and they added 2 insurance field goals. So the Dolphins held on for a 23-13 win in Yankee Stadium. The star of this one was Hall of Famer Paul Warfield. He had 4 receptions for 132 yards, including a 34-yard touchdown pass from Earl Morrall. Mercury Morris led the way for the rushing game. He had 98 yards. And defensively, Hall of Famer, the late, great Nick Buoniconti, intercepted their giant quarterback, Norm Seed. Curtis Johnson also had an interception against Mr. Snead, I should say. Gary O'Premian hit 3 of 4 field goals and was perfect 2 of 2 on extra points. So the Dolphins stay improved to 13-0.
Beautiful.
And there's just one regular season game left in this 14-game season.
Giants did not play well this weekend. Yeah, you guys,
they did not.
Eagles took care of them.
You squashed them like a bug, like a spider. All right, so we got trivia for this one.
Oh, yeah.
Since this game was played in Yankee Stadium, we're going to do a little baseball trivia.
Okay.
What year, guys, did Yankee Stadium, she doesn't even know that it's a famous stadium, so.
Because it's
so what year did Yankee Stadium open? Is it 1913, 1923, 1930, or 1933?
1930.
1930? Is that your final answer?
Give them the numbers again. They're going to help me.
What year did Yankee Stadium open? 1913, 1923, 1930, or 1933?
Calvin said 23.
Anybody else want to guess?
Russ said 33. We are split.
And you said 30. Do I hear a 13? 1913?
The Giants are coming down to earth.
Man, they really are.
What is it?
Okay, the correct answer is 1923. So this
Calvin.
year,
Mark got it last minute.
This year would have been the 100th year anniversary of Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
But of course, it closed down in 2008. Excuse me.
Yeah.
All right, so the Yankees have won 27 championships to date. Yeah, it makes me sick. I know it makes you sick as well. But how many championships did they have when the Dolphins played there in 1972? So the Yankees have won 27 championships.
Yeah, I know it was 27.
How many did they have when the Dolphins played there in 72? Was
16.
it A13, B15, C17, or D20?
17. Was my guess. It was like around 16 or 17 at that point because they got hot when I was born. And I remember seeing them win a lot of championships.
Did they get that hot? They got that hot when you were born? How many do you think they won?
Like 5 since I was born.
Okay, so you said 17.
20. 20 is a hot number.
20 is a hot number, and it is the correct number.
Oh, they're so smart. Look at Graham.
So here's this stat out. Amazingly, they won 20 titles in the first 49 years of Yankee Stadium, and then 6 titles in the next 35 years before winning their most recent World Series in 2009 at the new Yankee Stadium. So they had already won 20 titles in 1972. It's an amazing statistic. All right. There were 16 championships clinched at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees, I wish Sandy was in the room. This would make it a lot easier.
I didn't even know that.
The Yankees won 9 of those. 16 championships clinched at Yankee Stadium, a
Okay.
big number. 9 of them won by the Yankees. I'm going to give you the years quick. 27, 1938, 1947, 1950, 51, 53, 1977, 1996, and 1998. Opponents clinched the other 7 titles, including the very last World Series played there. Can you name who that visiting team was? And for a bonus point,
Braves.
Can you tell me what year that was in?
Braves.
The Braves?
I think so.
I didn't give you options, but you're going to say Braves?
Was it one of the options?
That was one of the options,
I think it's
but
the
that
Braves.
is not the correct answer.
Oh.
Who won the very last World Series played in the historic, iconic Yankee Stadium, and what year was it in? Anybody know who the team was and what year? I don't want to give you
Cardinals?
any hints.
Marlins.
Want to give you guys any hints.
Marlins. Calvin said the Marlins. Russ said the Diamondbacks.
That's right, baby.
Calvin.
The then Florida Marlins beat the Yankees in the last ever World Series in Yankee Stadium. So, and that was in 2003.
Oh, yeah.
This is the World Championship hat. I'll show you. That's the World Championship hat for that.
Like you were on
World
the team
Series.
or something?
I was. How do you think I got the hat?
Oh, my goodness.
I was
You're so silly.
the bullpen pitcher.
You're so
I was hurt that year, but I still got a ring somewhere. All right, so that's that answer. Okay, so now, how many, since we're on the baseball theme, let's circle it back to the Dolphins. How many multi-use stadiums, these are stadiums that shared both football and baseball,
got that.
did the Dolphins play in the 1972 season? How many multi-use stadiums?
Ooh, I don't know. Give a number.
Is it 2, 3, 4, or 5?
4.
All right, I'm just going to roll through it here.
Just goes.
The answer is actually 5. They played at the Metropolitan Stadium. That's Vikings and who?
Oh, I don't know.
Vikings and Twins. They played at Shea Stadium. You know those two?
Mets.
And
Jets.
Jets and Mets. So Metropolitan Stadium, Vikings, Twins. Shea Stadium, Jets and Mets. Memorial Stadium, Colts and Orioles. Yankee Stadium, Giants and Yankees. And
Hell yeah, they're long questions. I know.
And they also played at Three River Stadium, Steelers and the Pirates.
Okay.
All right. And then the last one is this. There's one baseball park still in use today that the Dolphins have played in. Can you name it? Can anybody out there?
That's what? That's a multi.
Yeah, there's a baseball stadium still in use today that the Dolphins have played in. So one team is still playing baseball where the Dolphins once played a game. Just one team.
I don't know.
It's on the West Coast. Their football team is no longer playing there. They moved.
We just locked our eyes for a long time there. I didn't like that.
I was trying to wheel you the answer.
I don't know. Just what is it?
The correct answer is the Oakland A's. The
Gotcha.
Dolphins played in Oakland. That's the last remaining baseball stadium that fielded a football team. Once they're done, all stadiums will just be baseball stadiums.
My bestie is here. Hey!
What's up?
What's up, Boo Thing?
What's up?
What's going on in South Carolina?
It's like every time I talk to y'all, it'd be cold and rainy.
Well, you're in for a whole season of that because it's winter up there.
Well, still,
So,
yeah, starting this week.
shoot. All right. So, we were wrong about Chargers, man. Where were you at the game? Did you stay home and watch it? Where were you? You stayed home?
Yeah, I stayed home and watched it. Yeah, I was disappointed. I'll tell you that right now. I was disappointed.
Yeah.
And play calling, offensively and defensively. Not too much some of the players, but just the play calling aspect of it. Now, well, one player I was very disappointed in, Jerome Baker. Oh my God.
55.
Yeah.
Let them know.
I was very disappointed. I've been kind of disappointed. His this whole season.
Yeah.
He don't have that like he used to have.
Nothing.
That jive.
No major sacks, no interceptions, no, not even like tip balls. He hasn't even like had tip balls that have caused, turnovers. It's just been very disappointing.
And his cover skills is, I mean, they weren't the best anyway, but I mean, this year I don't know.
I feel like I don't want to see deflated, but these two last games took a lot out of our stamina, our momentum, our hope, not our loyalty, because we're loyal to the bone, but it just really has been, I don't want to say the word deflating, but every time I say deflating, I think in New England, but just like, like a sad emoji, kind of like that me, right? That's how I'm feeling. Maybe you guys are feeling different, but November was so good. We were perfect in November, right? We beat teams that could have went both ways in November. And then we go to the West Coast and we were talking about who do you blame? Tua, there's a lot of people to blame. The play calling, but then we have a rookie coach. Then you have Tua who's missing targets, underthrown, overthrown, just totally missing it. You have defense who's not doing terrible, but not doing great. Then the only one who looks consistent, which is weird, is our offensive line, who they haven't been consistent, and Sanders is making his kicks. So it's like the two biggest issues that I've had at the beginning of the year, the offensive line and Sanders, they flipped it around, and everyone else is just crumbling.
Yes. Okay, what you think about Josh Boyer? I don't, I don't like to try to call for no coaching job, and I said this other night though, but he is really make me want to change my thing, cause Josh Boyer. I mean, spread that call in the second quarter when he played that prevent defense, and they end up getting a touchdown for half.
That was huge. That was I wrote it down here as part of the notes I didn't get to. That was a 10-play drive, 91 yards right before the half. It was a 10-7 game, and that just changed the outlook because the way that the offense was playing, And remember, that one touchdown that we got was on a fluke play where Tyreek, got that ball and ran it back miraculously. Let's just put it what it is. So that defensive coverage that just allowed Herbert to march down the field, of course, that was very questionable. Oh.
Yeah, he played everybody at the look like their feet was on the line of the end zone, and they threw that dump pass. He threw that dump pass to Austin Eckler, and Eckler ran the ball down, got knocked out of the 1 yard line, and that was it. So they ended up deciding to go for it and got the touchdown. So instead of going down 10-7 or maybe 13-7, because if we would have stopped them, they would kick the field goal. Let's go touchdown. So we're down 17-7.5 instead of 10 or 13-7 at halftime.
So Graham says I'm going to do my British accent. The play call at the end of the first half to play prevent on the 3rd and goal from the 16 allow them to get to the first. That was terrible.
Yeah.
We got some Philly in the house. What up, party people? Adam Gilmore in the house.
Adam, I had to say Adam is a huge Yankee fan. Adam, you just missed the whole segment where I talked about Yankee Stadium.
I tried to stop him.
Not in the best way, but you're going to have to rewind it and see it because there's a lot of interesting facts there.
No, we all went to sleep. We all went to sleep. Roz, I lived through Rich Cody.
It's Kotite.
The stats in that game did not match up with the score. It was an unusual game between the Chargers and Dolphins.
Yeah, look, we all said it was going to be kind of a high-scoring affair. I predicted 37-27, and the Dolphins, had 14 points with 2 minutes to go. So it was a very weird game.
No, we have to figure it out, right? Granted, we had a good time. We didn't really talk about it, but we went up to Orlando and watched the game with our buddies from the Dolphin Club of Orlando. Some of our greatest buddies. Thank you for Rex for hosting us. Allie was there with our great husband Jared. We had a great, fantastic time.
The owner was there.
Everybody.
Manager Noodle.
Noodle. We call them Whoopi though. It's a great place. If you guys are in Orlando, definitely go to the Hideaway to watch the game. But I can't imagine us watching that game here because we would have strangled each other. You know what I mean? At least we're around people having food and drinks and trying to have a good time. But it really just, again, deflated us all because it did not go how it wanted to. Old Yankee Stadium or new? We talked about the old Yankee Stadium.
The old Yankee Stadium, yeah. Just to rewind it, there's just 10 minutes ago, you could see it all there. Sheldon, I do want to ask you, because we were watching it at a bar and we couldn't really get the game sound. It was on, but it was muffled.
Yeah, we're loud.
People were going nuts. There's a big turnout there. Were they showing? We did hear the part when they pointed it out. There was a lot of Dolphin fans in the stadium. Were they showing the Dolphins love? I know all the analysts picked the Dolphins to win the game.
Except one person.
No, they all did.
I thought one girl did.
No, they all picked the Dolphins to win.
Well, first off, no. All of them, everybody picked the Dolphins.
Oh, I thought there was one person who didn't.
No, but of course, yeah, they were showing. And you could tell that the Dolphin fans, certain parts of it, they outnumbered the Charger fans inside SoFi Stadium. So wow. Yeah, so that was there. And I want to tell Russ this. I know he put down a little while ago talking about that he lived through Rick Kotite. Well, Russ, we lived through Cam Cameron.
Yeah. Oh man.
So Russ, yeah.
Sheldon always puts Russ in place. I love it.
Yeah, don't remind me of that guy. Oh boy.
Our buddy Curtis joined in. Last, every defender was making tackles and were ranking at the ball for the turnover. We need that coaching back.
Yeah.
Our buddy Graham in England. Try watching that game on your own at 4 a.m. by yourself
Graham.
In the cold, rainy UK weather.
Graham is the real MVP. At 4 a.m. Wow.
Adam had his tickets. That's where I had my partial season plan. 2 tickets in the right field bleachers.
Nice.
Chris Collinsworth said that we could be a Super Bowl team pregame.
Wow. Well,
I'll take Cam Cameron and raise you Chip Kelly. Oh, those are battle words.
Hold up, Russ. I got one even better than that.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
I would take Chip Kelly, and I would give you, and I don't say this guy's name, but that coach at Alabama, I would give you him.
Well, we don't say the name. That's a bad word. We don't say the name.
I would also say I see your Chip Kelly, and I'll raise you an Adam Gase.
Ooh.
Another garbage.
Guys, Christmas is next week. Can we be nice to each other?
I'm trying. We're trying here, but it's tough. Sheldon, you know what? Your boy from South Carolina and also a huge Dolphin fan. I should have known when Hootie came on, when Darius Rucker came on my screen.
Dude.
I saw him up there, and I love Darius Rucker, but his line is what? The Dolphins make me cry. And I should have known when they showed him on there. I'm like, man.
He was too busy looking at Carrie Underwood, but Darius Rucker was like a bad juju to the game.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, we can go back and forth. I rather this one. But at the end of the day, we cannot lose 3 straight. We are in the playoff hunt. And if we lose these next few games, the Bills, Green Bay, it's going to make it tougher and tougher to get in. 5 weeks ago, if you were to say, Ash, we're making the playoffs, I would have bet my last dollar. Absolutely. We were on the path. But now, I don't know. I do not know. IDK. I don't know.
It's very tough. We just talked about it. The Patriots are, playing well. They had a monster win on Monday. We got to go there. The Jets put up a fight against Buffalo.
Yeah.
They come here. Green Bay I'm not so much worried about, but the main one is this Saturday, and then the big one also, we said San Francisco not worried about because they're not in our conference.
Yeah.
But we just lost to the Chargers that are. And even though we're 1 game ahead of them, if we lose on Saturday, guess what? We're tied. And guess what? We're really not tied because they own the tiebreaker now. So we're in trouble. We're not, it's not comfortable time right now.
Talking about trouble, I have some more fighting words. We have some more fighting words in the chat. Russ says, I'll see you, Cam Cameron, and the coach of Michigan State and LSU, and throw you having the Kool-Aid man too long. Mark got a deep one for us. I lived through Greg Williams, Mike Berlacki, Dick Jarn, and Rex Ryan. Curtis says, Adam Gase is literally the only coach I've seen us get to the playoffs, which is true with his crazy eyes.
That was our last appearance, true.
Mark said, none of you have anything on me because he lived through Williams, Morlarski, Dick Jaron, and Rex Ryan.
Dick Jaron, that was a tough one.
Yeah,
but you do have the great Mark Levy for 2+ decades there. So
Dolphins are getting in. You're far too talented, Adam. Your lips to God's ears. I sure hope, but this AFC East, the Bills keep winning. If we keep losing, it's going to be tougher and tougher and tougher. And then even if we get in, if we play a team, even on the road like Tennessee or the Ravens, it's not going to be easy. I'd rather play, we've said this before, we'd rather play Tennessee than the Ravens. We don't want to go back to Baltimore.
But that's the other thing. So losing this week also knocked us down from 5 to 6. And in that 6th matchup, you're going to get most likely the Ravens. And
I don't play them.
Look, I know they're a beatable team, especially with Lamar being injured.
Yeah.
But let's be real. Forget about that. We had a miraculous comeback in that game. It was a miraculous. It's nothing short of that. It was a miraculous comeback. And to ask them to do that again, that's going to be tough. And you don't think their fans, their team is going to be motivated to prove that was a fluke? I mean, I don't want to go back there again.
Yeah.
So, I take my chances with Tennessee at this point.
I totally agree. I'd rather play Tennessee because that quarterback they got, I wasn't sold on him in the 7 years he was in Miami.
Ryan Tannehill.
I'm still not sold on him now. But I'm with you. I'd rather go to Nashville than go back to Baltimore.
Adam makes a good point. We spoke about this earlier in the show. Waddle needs to come out of hiding. Judah's been hot garbage. Gesicki was another one who's been quiet, but because Gesicki has been used as blocking more this year, which whatever, he knows his role, but there is no reason why Waddle should not be getting touches.
You can't even put those two in the same sentence. Gesicki is a mid-draft pick. And go ahead, Sheldon.
I would take what both of y'all said, but I'll say Gesicki the last 3 games he ain't caught not one pass. And that to me is coaching. That to me is the play calling, and I know coach is a rookie coach, but he had not been a good adjustment. He don't make no good adjustments. He want to go with what he know and just keep beating that, even though he's going in the crooked, but you can't do that. You got to make adjustments. You got to.
And so, but what I was going to say is that Gesicki is a guy that, he is what he is. He's an average tight end. He wasn't drafted as this, Travis Kelce guy or anything like that. Jalen Waddle was a top 5 pick, a guy that, is one of the fastest guys in football.
Yeah.
He cannot get 4 targets a game. You got to attempt to get him involved. However, he's got to touch that ball 10 times minimum a game.
Mark said teams are targeting Waddle. If we lose on Saturday, 2's approval rating will take a massive hit. Graham says Tennessee are a fraud team who are lucky to play in a weak division, and Tannehill always chokes in the playoffs. Contain Derrick Henry, and you beat Tennessee.
Perfectly said.
That's right to the T. And it's another team that's getting in the playoffs that doesn't deserve to get in the playoffs. Tampa Bay Bucks. They do not deserve to get in the playoffs. Brady's a one-man team struggling with his last breath to make that team be something, but they're going to make the playoffs.
Look,
it's a weak division.
And I understand. You're right. But the name of the game is win your division. It sucks that we play in a division that has all four teams currently in the playoffs, but that's whatever. It is what it is. That's the name of the game. Win your division, and we still have a chance to do that, believe it or not. If we win this Saturday, Buffalo, I'm looking at it here, still has to play at Chicago. Okay, that's going to be tough, right? But they have to play at Cincinnati on Monday Night Football. That's the game you got to circle. If the Dolphins win out and get a little help from Cincinnati, they control, the division. That's what
Cincinnati. Adam just said it, just like the Bengals. Chase is their best wide receiver, but the offensive looks better when Higgins is also heavily involved.
Yeah, and he's right, but they also have an all-pro running back in Joe Mixon, who's a big playmaker, and they feed him the ball a lot too. So we don't have that down here in Miami. We could use a power back like that that's heavily involved as Mixon is.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but I feel like Jeff Wilson, well, like I say, I don't know if he's going to play this week with a hip or nothing like that.
He's questionable.
Yeah. Okay, he's questionable right now, but I feel like that, we got to run the ball. We got to at least, attempt to do something so we can get them linebackers creeping down instead of just going back in their lanes and clogging up the middle of the field.
That's exactly what happened. That happened the last 2 weeks. There was no action in the middle of the field where you've been seeing, the whole season of that. Just Waddle and Hill having their way. And, if you can't establish a running game, they're going to not give you that. They're going to take that away, and they're going to clog up that middle.
The division thing is because it runs in cycles, which is true. The NFC East last year was called the NFC least. We sure know. If teams are taking Hill and Waddle out of the game, then we must find our other weapons, tight end, running back, whoever. Mostert. Give Mostert the ball. He is the fastest man on the team. He is faster than Tyreek, faster than Waddle. Give Mostert the ball, and he will run it down the throats. The Bills would have to collapse for all of that to happen. Highly doubtful. If Kansas City drops one and Cincy wins out, the road to the Super Bowl goes through Cincy for the AFC.
Wow, look at that. Hey, Mark, I wouldn't say a collapse, man. And look, we're going to give our predictions here in a second. The Bills are 7-point favorites. They should be. It's going to be very tough to beat you, very tough to win in Buffalo this upcoming Saturday. But if we do beat you guys, you still have the Bengals on your schedule, as mentioned, at Cincinnati on a Monday night. Their division is at stake. They're battling Baltimore, so they need to win out. They need to win that game. I wouldn't put it past the Bengals beating you. I mean, you got 2 tough games on your schedule left.
We do. So, guys, drop your predictions for this Saturday. Dolphins versus Bills, 8:15, Saturday Night Football, got flex. What are we really thinking? Honest.
You want to go first? Or?
I just peeked over. So, we do got to get off soon because the Heat are playing Oklahoma City.
Without Jimmy Butler.
City. So take it. Don't tell him.
I don't want to know.
Take it.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Let's finish the show up here.
It's a good game though, so we got to get ready.
Okay.
We're actually.
So, do you want to give your prediction first, or?
Okay. So, but to recap it again, Saturday Night Football. Before we get off, again, if you guys weren't in the beginning of the show, myself, Lou, Bearded Fins Fanatic, Manny, all of us are hosting a great Dolphins watch party this Saturday in Plantation or Fort Lauderdale, whatever you're more comfortable saying, because Russ said he would not go to a town called Plantation. Fine. We Legends Tavern and Grill starting at 7:30 p.m. All are invited. We have high tops reserved. We're gonna have raffles, foods, games, a lot of great time. Legends on South University and 595 Plantation, Fort Lauderdale, Saturday for the Dolphins Bills game. So with that, my prediction: we play in Buffalo. We beat them week 2. Granted, they didn't have too much of a healthy squad. They battled against the sun, the elements. They did lose. I can tell you, I didn't freeze. I was just trying to put my thoughts together. I can tell you, I do my pick'ems every week. I pick the Dolphins because I always pick the Dolphins because I pick with my heart with them. But if I'm being honest with you guys, which I'm very honest in my show about everything, I don't think we're going to do it. I think maybe something's in Tua's head. I think the elements are going to be a problem. Jalen Phillips is so excited that he's playing in snow for the first time. He doesn't know that it's more of a challenge than a fun time. I don't think we're going to win in Buffalo. I think it's going to be 2010 Buffalo is what I'm saying.
Okay, and I am going to say a similar prediction. Unfortunately, look, this is a tough, ask of the Dolphins to go up to Buffalo. Coming from California, you just spent 2 weeks on the West Coast. You played the late game on Sunday night. You flew into town. You're really and you have a short week this week because the game's Saturday. You're probably going to get in 2 practices in this week.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I've also seen this movie several times, Dolphins in December. And guess what? The movie never has a good ending. It's going to be very tough to win this game. I still think we have a shot at wild card, but I think that our chance at winning the division ends this week, and I'm going to say it's going to be Bills 24-7. I'm going to say.
Ooh.
What do you say, Sheldon BFF? What you got, boo?
Okay. Well, I totally understand what everything y'all saying, but I'm still a homer. I say that we gonna come out and the elements gonna be there, but it gonna be a shocker. Dolphins 17, Buffalo 16. Game winning field goal.
Oh, don't do that to me. There's not enough wine in the world to get me through that game then.
Game winning field goal. Jason Sanders.
In the elements, in the snow, there's not a dome out there. That man can't kick sometimes in dome stadiums. So oh man, I sure hope you're right.
He's been good of late.
Yeah.
And look, man,
he's gonna be kicking a brick. I know that because he's gonna be cold, but he gonna kick the ball with the wind at his back.
And Manny also predicted, we had Manny on early, he predicted 16-13 Dolphins. So I love where the energy's at. I love the prediction saying that. Now, for that to happen, what do you think needs to take place? Is it going to have to be a defensive turnover? Are we going to have to jump off?
Just stop Josh Allen. That's what you got to do.
Well, I'm asking Sheldon. Sheldon, what do you think for that score to take place? What has to happen in that game?
It gonna have to be a great defensive effort to control Josh Allen and control Stephon Diggs and I can't forget about Gabriel Davis, number 13.
Mm-hmm.
But the defense gonna have to man up again, and just keep them, and even if they keep everything calm. And then, but the last drive of game, I feel like two of that offense, they go click together just enough so keep the game winning field goal so we can fly back down to Miami for Orchard Park.
And here's some score predictions from our friends in the chat. Russ, Bills 17-12. There will be a safety and or a blocked field goal punt. Graham, don't hate me, but I have zero confidence. 35-17 Bills. Graham, easy there. Calvin's always keeps it 100 with the Fins. 20 Dolphins, 16 Bills. Russ says, you have no idea how much I center myself all day long at work. Mark says, welcome back, Cole Beasley. Mark, again, is a Bills fan. 2010, that's exactly what I said. Adam says, if Waddle shows up and you get enough out of Mostert Wilson, then it's a fish. My money will still be on Buffalo, 24-20. The Bills do have a short week. I didn't steal your prediction, Ashley. I typed the score before you said it. A winning field goal in the snow, according to Sheldon. You're going to see it. Sheldon, not another last-second one to keep me up all night. Fins will win. Brian Cox gives pregame pep talk.
Oh, nice.
And Cole back. And then Graham's last thought. What worries me is our pass rush kept over pursuing on the edges Sunday night, and Herbert kept stepping in the pocket. If Josh Allen does that Saturday, then he'll rush for 100 yards.
Amazing point. Because Justin Herbert is not a runner with his legs.
But he looked it.
He did. So imagine if he was doing it, what do you think Josh Allen's going to do? That's all he does. Besides throw a perfect ball. Yeah, so that's going to be tough.
Yes, Graham, you're right. I mean, I can't say nothing about that. You're right. That Josh Allen will pick up a run.
Yeah. Now, Mark did say it's a short week for the Bills. True, but the Bills still play the 1:00 game at home. They're not getting on a flight and coming cross country to then, 2 days later get back on a flight and go up north to the snow. So 2 completely different things. I understand we're both playing, the 5-day rest period, but we had a travel day factored in there from across the coast. So completely different. Sheldon, I did want to ask you this, though. You said that the Dolphins will get a late field goal. So you're going to say that 14 points scored. How are those touchdowns going to happen? Are they going to happen offensive generated, or is the defense going to have to make a play and either put us in position to score or take it back themselves to the house for us to get those points on the board?
Well, yeah. First off, I answer the first question. Both of them be offensive touchdown.
Wow.
And I'm gonna give one, and I'm gonna give one to Tyreek Hill, and then I'm gonna give one to most of it going to break free.
Wow.
And he taken to the house. And secondly, the defense is going to make the stop so we can get the ball back and drive down the field for Jason Sanders with the field goal.
I'm writing this all down, and I'm taking notes because that is an in-depth prediction. I love it, and I hope it comes to fruition. And I hope on that Mostert touchdown that you just said is going to happen, and on that Tyreek one, I hope we see some snow angels. I hope Tyreek does some backflip and do some snow angels in the end zone for both of those.
And with that, I have a Heat game to watch. We are tied. I won't share the score with you, but we are tied in the third, and we may actually win a game. As you guys know, the Heat are, just when you think the Dolphins are really giving us one up, the Heat are just smacking us as well. It's been a rough few weeks. But as you guys know, a super exciting week this week. Saturday, my St. John's Johnnies comes to town, play FSU, so that'll be a win. Hoping the Dolphins win on Saturday night, and then France with the win on Sunday. So with that, let's sure hope any Dolphin fans going to the game own a snowplow. Oh yeah, we have a lot of Dolphin fans up there in Buffalo.
Yeah, and look, I just want to respond back to Mark one more time. I know we're going,
leave Mark alone. He's a good man.
Mark, I get it. I totally get it. I'm not using an excuse. I'm not at all. I told you the Bills.
He said thanks for the fun.
No, I know, but I'm saying in the other one.
No,
what I'm saying is that I'm not using it as an excuse. I'm just saying that it's not the same situation. You guys are home, and it is a short week for both of us, but you're not coming back from a West Coast trip. It's a different situation. I think that gives you an upper hand, which you already have. You already have that upper hand.
So anyway, Sheldon, it's always love talking to you. I love talking to all you guys in the chat. You truly make my week, my day. I look forward to Wednesdays with you.
Where will Sheldon be watching the game on Saturday night? Where are you going to watch it?
Of course, he's going to Legends.
I have to work, so I get off at 7:00. So
okay,
I get off at 7:00 at night, so I'll be here. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I'll be putting another late night Saturday night before I got to go work Sunday morning. But I'm be at home though.
That's the wrong answer. You're supposed to tell me that you're flying into Fort Lauderdale watching the game with us at Legends.
I wish I could.
But I will see you next week, though, right?
Yes.
I can't wait.
That's going to be great. Awesome.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to get in contact before you come down so we can, make it a excellent weekend.
It's Christmas.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. We definitely will.
Awesome, Sheldon.
Oh yeah, man.
Good night, Lou. You got a good night from the Bills fans.
Look at that. That's very nice. Thanks for not throwing me through a midnight table or something.
Mark, you go request Lou on Facebook. That's his only social media, and I know you're on my Facebook. He'd love to be friends with you. Just don't be too rough with him.
No, I'm not rough, man. It's all fun.
Anyways, guys, it's been awesome like always. We have a Heat game to hopefully win tonight, and thank you all for tuning in tonight. And we will talk soon. Hopefully, celebrating. Good night, Spider Babe. Love the kiss impression. Ready? The kiss impression. Can I do it one more time?
Sure, go ahead. You look like a giraffe.
I know, with my nice tan, my super blonde hair. You know what you look like? A orang-tang. All right, guys. Good night. I'm sleepy. Catch you later.
Take care, Sheldon.
All right, y'all take it.
Oh, Lewis. Okay, I'll let Sheldon go. But you have another thing. Okay, go ahead.
No, yeah. Just so say one more time. We're going to be at Legends.
Yes, Saturday in the morning. If you guys are college basketball fans, St. John's plays FSU at the FLA Live, formerly known as BB&T, in the Orange Bowl Classic. First game before that is UCF and Missouri.
So the Tigers and the Knights.
Yep, at 12 o'clock.
Nice little doubleheader. Followed
by St. John's, Go Johnnies, Red Men, Red Storm, Red My Heart, everything at 2:30, 3 o'clock tip-off with an after party at Bahama Breeze, but there's only for the alumni, so you got to be alumni to go there. You're an honorary alumni.
There you go.
And then at night, starting at 7:30, meet us at Legends Grill and Legends Tavern and Grill in Plantation, which is between West Palm Beach and Miami. Starting at 7:30, we're going to have raffles. Our buddy Manny, the bearded fanatic, is going to be doing some awesome giveaways as well. Money will be raised for Dolphins Cancer Challenge. And most importantly, next to the Dolphins win, please bring a toy. We've partnered up with Nicholas Children's Hospital to collect toys for their children in the hospital, not even just for Christmas, but throughout the year when they go through different treatments and stuff. When they receive a toy, it means the world to them. So please bring an unwrapped toy for the watch party.
And we just came from one in the Hideaway. They did the same thing. They were collecting toys. They had a nice bin inside. So I encourage everybody out there, whether you're going to be able to join us or not this Saturday, if you can go to your local bar or sometimes firehouses do the same thing. They have some bins outside that you can make a donation to get these toys out to these kids that maybe aren't going to be receiving some gifts this
underneath the
season.
Christmas tree because they're in a hospital and
right.
stuff.
That and just in general. So if you have the means to do so, highly encourage it. Obviously, it's the holidays. It's a time when no one should be turned away or not. That should never happen in general, but especially during this time of the year. So.
Gotcha. Well, hope to see you Saturday. Graham, I wish you could take a plane and come see us, but one sweet day, I know you're going to come over the pond, and I cannot wait to meet you in person, along with so many of other you. I have such a great and even Russ. I feel like Russ is like my long-lost uncle that I've known forever. And even Adam. Adam is a great friend of yours, and I've never got to meet. So I really cannot wait to meet you guys in person one day. Obviously, I've met Sandy and I've met Sheldon, but I'm a big hugger, so you're going to get a big old Spidey hug from me. So until then, let's go Dolphins. Let's go Heat.
Big one Saturday night.
And let's go St. John's, Red Storm, Red Men, Johnny's, whatever you got to do. So anything else?
That's it.
All right.
Good night, guys. Take care. Have a great rest of your week.
Bye.